If I was to begin unpacking a complex belief about money, this is what I would do. First of all, I want to say that most of our beliefs about money are not about money at all, and this helps to keep it in mind. Most of the time, thoughts that play into our relationship with money are thoughts about our own value, like what we have to contribute, who we are, where our definition of value comes from. Does it come from other people determining our value, how useful we are to them? Or is it something that we have access to within ourselves? For those of you who haven't met me, my name is Anya. I'm the author of this book called I Am a Guide to Transforming Reality. The book is out of stock right now, so currently this post is sponsored by this t-shirt I made to support free content, to support creation of more content online, teaching people about identity. So check it out. I do have men's fitted shirts and unisex shirts in my shop right now. So let's look at the belief that you are presenting and unpack it a little bit, because what you're giving me is actually a lot of statements, and all of them could benefit from being questioned. But the way we start undoing that knot is we identify the place that triggers you the most, right? What is the biggest issue for you in this whole thing? If you don't solve that thing, things are going to be bad. And I would guess that in your case, it's the fact that you need money. You need money to be free. Now, you guys who have heard me talk about this many times know this already, but it always bears repeating that we are not denying reality of this world, that there is a system of exchange of value, and we as human beings use money, and money is used everywhere. That is something we're not questioning. We can, if we want to later creatively, but for now, we're not denying reality that this is how humans live. What we are trying to do is we're trying to set ourselves free and find that place in us, what I call identity, that make us enter into the relationship with the world in a way that we have to constantly compromise our sense of self. Not only that, and if you've read my book, you know about this really cool quality of our consciousness, that it's not that we consciously enter into these relationships with the world that are working for us, where we have to betray who we are. Life arranges itself in such a way as to affirm everything we deeply hold as truth about ourselves. So doing this work doesn't only do wonders to our mindset and our thinking, but also sets our consciousness free to rearrange the pieces of our reality and liberate it from the necessity to keep affirming the problem that we hold as real. For example, if you said, okay, I'd like to work on the piece that I need money to be free and enjoy life. Is it true? And in identity work, we want to take away that thing that our identity, that our consciousness reaches for as a fix for its own issue. Like, I can't be free right now. I can't enjoy life. But if I got money, it would give me access to all of these things. And what we do is, in the direct inquiry method, that is one of the methods that I described, we basically take away that promise of what identity is reaching for. And we imagine that, we will never have access to money. For some reason, we are one person in the world that is cursed with inability to ever access money. I know this is harsh, but what it does, it just removes that conversation altogether, not because, like I said, it's not important in the world. Money is going to come back. We're going to come back to that, right? But we want to see what's underneath. When I was doing this work, for example, and I started imagining myself without money at all, what came up for me is I realized, well, how would I know my value? If nobody is able to give me money for what I do, how would I know that I'm valuable? So my I am became, I don't know my value. I am a person who cannot know her value. And I questioned my own self further and said, okay, what would happen to me if I could never know my value? If I could never know my value, if I'm not allowed to know my value, I am not allowed to be free. There's a connection with what you were saying. And so once I saw that I was holding on to this idea that I'm supposed to wait for other people to dictate my value to me because of how I was socialized, because I didn't want to disconnect from the pack, because I didn't want to be cast out of the village, then I was able to let go of this idea, I don't know my value. I started really sitting with me, money aside, right? Who am I? What is my value? Is my value determined by what I do? Is my value as a human being determined by anything outside at all, or just by the fact that I'm human? And I started feeling the fullness of myself that I haven't felt before. And I realized in that meditation that not only if you took away all of my money, maybe my kids or people on the street would actually feed me, I would survive and quite possibly enjoy life even more. But the most important thing, I started feeling like I was here. I was here on this planet with intrinsic value and also value that I started noticing from my skills, from my insights, from things that I came here to do. And that value is something that that is real for me now, and that I could bring it to the world. And interestingly, well, in my case, because I work for myself, or I could have a very different relationship with exchanging that value. So sharing advice for free on the internet, oh, I have no value, versus this is really valuable. I'm telling you something people pay thousands of dollars to hear. I'm telling you something that's going to transform your life value, right? And I'm giving it to you. And then I don't mind so much that you buy the book or buy the t-shirt, because I know my value. And in terms of working for other people, there was a time in my life where I wasn't quite ready to bring that value to people. My TikTok shop wasn't set up, for example. Then working for other people became a beautiful blessing. Like, thank God there's DoorDash, and they give you the app that you could download and drive your car. Yeah, I'm figuring out how to translate my value into value for people. So I started celebrating my ability to work for other people while I was also developing a plan. But to recap, when your mind gives you a layered cake of a belief like yours, it's all important. Write it all down and then question your relationship, not just your thoughts about each concept and each word, but your relationship to each concept, because it's in the relationship that the identity is revealed. Who am I in relationship to working for other people? Who am I in relationship to being free and joyful? Who am I in relationship to the concept of money? And the way you reveal who you are is you disconnect from trying to manage that thing your mind is focusing on. The book is available in many formats. The shirt that I'm wearing is medium women's fitted, but I also have unisex shirts in my shirt shop. Like I said, support the work, check them out. Thank you guys. Bye.